A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Wisdom Onisi. First, the headlines. Nigeria head of civil service calls for workers training. South Africa closes main border with Mozambique as post-election protests escalate. 9 most affected countries to receive impulse vaccine. And our sport. Africa on IHF Trophy Africa. Nigeria beat Guinea to retain title. Now the news in details. The head of civil service of the Federation, DD Esther Waxon Johnson Jack, has charged governors to empower civil servants in their respective states by exposing them to relevant refreshers courses. Waxon Jack, who spoke on Wednesday at the opening section of the 46th National Council on Establishment in Oshobo, said exposure to relevant courses would strengthen workforce capacity. She further disclosed that equipping civil servants with relevant skills would provide solutions to modern-day challenges, adding that workers with the essential skills were needed for the smooth running of public administrations. Away from that, we have that Enugu State has withdrawn from the suit filed by some states in the Federation contesting the laws that establish the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, as well as Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit guidelines, which is before the Supreme Court. The Kogi state government initially filed the suit against the EFCC in 2023, with 18 other states, including Enugu, later joining the suit. The Enugu State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Kingsley Ude, in an application addressed to the Supreme Court, disclosed the decision of the state to discontinue being a participant in the suit. We also have that at least 22 miners are presumed dead following the collapse of a mining pit at an illegal mining site located within a national game reserve spanning Gashaka local government area in Taraba State and Tongo local government area in Adamawa State. Adamu Janterel, a miner from Gashaka, explained that many of the deceased were from Janterel town in Gashaka local government area. Chairman of Tongo local government area, Suleiman Tongo, confirmed that 5 miners had been found dead, though he was uncertain of the exact number still buried. Bandits on Wednesday adopted over 50% at Wanke and Gurusu village of Gusano and Gomi local government area of Zamfara State. Locals said the victims were adopted in Wankel and the environs while working on their farms, and 3 others along Anka Gurusu Road in Anka local government area of the state. A resident of Kwafada, a village neighboring Wankel, said the kidnapped victims were adopted from their respective farms. Also in Niger State, at least 10 farmers from Wayam and Belu village in Rafi local government area were killed by bandits. When we return, news from other parts of West Africa. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now news from other parts of West Africa. The Malian authorities to carry out an effective and transparent investigation into the death of at least 8 civilians following drone strike that targeted a market on a busy day in Mali. According to information gathered Timbuktu region in northern Mali, 6 children were among the 8 civilians killed, while around 15 people were injured, several of them seriously. Samira Daud, Amnesty International Regional Director for West and Central Africa, said Malian authorities must urgently investigate the decision-making process and execution of the drone strikes that caused the civilian casualties. Away from that, we'll have you know that South Africa has temporarily disclosed its main border crossing with Mozambique over safety concern. Its borders authority said on Wednesday as protests against last month's disputed election in Mozambique continue to escalate. At least 18 people have been killed in the protest, according to human rights groups, as opposition supporters demonstrate against what they say is a fraudulent election win by Frelimo, the party that has ruled Mozambique since 1975. Security forces have responded with tear gas and live ammunition, while the government has restricted internet access and threatened to deploy the army. South Africa has closed the Lebombo port of entry in its Mpumalanga province after receiving reports of vehicles being touched on the Mozambican side. The authority reviewed this. We also have you know that the countries to benefit from the vaccine allocation include Central African Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Liberia, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Africa, and Uganda. The Democratic Republic of Congo reporting 4 out of every 5 confirmed cases in Africa this year will take 85% of the nearly 900,000 doses allocated. The access and allocation mechanism is an initiative of the World Health Organization to increase access to mpox vaccines, treatment, and diagnostic tests. The Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda have already carried out limited vaccination. Up next is business. Please stay with us. Welcome back now to business news. The federal government has revealed that a poor maintenance culture and inadequate and aged equipment, among other challenges, are the underlying reasons for the incessant multiple collapses of the national grid witnessed in recent months. It also stated that the high voltage of electricity surpassing the capacity of its equipment caused the blackout witnessed on October 14th and 19th, 2024. The chairman of the investigation committee probing reasons for grid collapse, Nafisatu Asebe Ali, revealed that during the report presentation at ministry headquarters on Wednesday in Abuja, this came barely 24 hours after the last collapse that occurred on Tuesday, making it the 10th time the national grid would collapse in 2024 alone. According to her, the investigative team observed similar challenges and problems affecting all stations during its probe. Still on business news, where we'll have you know that Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, has dismissed concerns that the 4th tax bill currently before the National Assembly threaten the existence of the Government Revenue Generating Agency or its operation. This was contained in a statement from the FIRS on Wednesday. Speaking at the Revenue House in Abuja on Wednesday during a meeting with the heads of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, the National Information and Technology Development Agency, and the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Adedeji described the concern as misplaced. He explained that the proposed renaming of the FIRS to the Nigerian Revenue Service would not result in the takeover of the other federal agencies, contrary to widespread speculations. Still to come is sport. Please stay with us.
This is Hillstv. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Welcome back. Now to sport news. Nigeria under-18 men's handball team was crowned champion of the IHF Trophy Africa Men Continental Phase on Wednesday, following their 38-26 victory over Guinea in the final in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. In the final, that was graced by top officials from the Ethiopian central government and officials of the Nigerian embassy, led by Minister of the Embassy Boko Effiong Mbo. Coach Emeka Nnamani team started the match with purposefulness, and despite some avoidable turnovers, they still won the first half 21-14. Nigeria then came into their full element in the second half, playing with panache and flair. Christian Foloki, who shook off the knock he had in the semi-final match against Cameroon, and top star Aziz Suleiman spearheaded the team's scoring spree and defended battle against Guinea to win the match 38-26 and retain the title they won at Congo. The attempt was awarded after the ball struck Merino's head in stoppage time of the first half. He calmly took the penalty down to the middle, sending David Raya the wrong way, following a delayed check by the video assistant referee. And that's your sport news on Africa Today. We move to the rest of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
This is Hillstv. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Hillstv, Polka.
Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. Ghana's National Democratic Congress has raised concern over the certified voter register provided by the Electoral Commission, claiming that essential voter data required to verify its accuracy and credibility is missing. This issue was brought to light by Edward Omen Boama, the NDC's Director of Elections and IT, who expressed this concern shortly after the release of the certified register to political parties on Wednesday, November 6th. Omen Boamal asserted that the absence of critical data points from the voter register compromises its credibility and hinders the verification process. According to him, the omission of these details makes it challenging for political parties to conduct thorough checks on the voters' database and ensure its integrity for the upcoming election. And that's Africa Today, but before we go, here are the headlines. Once again, we told you that Nigeria Heads of Civil Service calls for workers' training. We also brought to you that South Africa closes main border with Mozambique as post-election protest